Okay, let's go. Good morning. Why is this thing here? There we go. We don't need my name. We know my name. StreamYard gets a mind of its own and just starts showing things on its own that we don't even put there. All right. How's everybody doing on this fine Thursday? Not quite afternoon. So it is still the morning. So the news of the day, Mikkola, 8 years, $5 million. Good stuff. We knew we needed to start to see something with these extensions. We knew it was coming. If you are going to consider making any trades to fill in for Barkov, if he's going to be out for the year, which apparently, according to him, he'll be back in 5 or 6 months. But anyway, the point being is that if we trade for anybody with term, we definitely needed to know what situation is for following season. And so the cap was supposed to go about 8.5, 9 million. Mikkola gets 5 of that. I would suppose that Samoskevich is going to get a good chunk of what's left. And then any money we have left over will come from Bob's going to do us a favor and just take a 3-year, $1 million deal so that we can win 4 or 5 cups in a row. All right, let's blow up the chat. Damien, how you doing, bud? Icy? Yeah, you get 8 years. You get 8 years. Yeah, everybody gets 8 years. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, the time is going by fast. That's for sure, Simon. No doubt. Eyes. Jameson says, Zito cooking Bob extension next. Maybe. Jameson says, Mikkola comes to Florida, wins back-to-back cups, takes $2.5 million pay cut to stay. Hey, David. So I found this old show on Prime Video called Face Off Inside the NHL. It's an unfiltered look behind the scenes and in the locker rooms. Season 2 airs Friday. They say they have unfiltered before, during, and after the fight at Four Nations. Oh, that's interesting. That's cool. Season 1 was not a good look for McDavid. Comes across like a spoiled millennial throwing fits. The guys talk about Chucky playing with a broken sternum. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Hey, Bucks Rays. Take a look at Jason Demers' tweet from earlier. All right, hold on a second. Let's see. As long as Demers hasn't blocked me any, right? Should be good to go. Let's see. All right. Come on, computer. Let's see what Jason Demers had to say. I'm assuming this is him. If people think Barkov is done for the season, you're in for surprise. This guy will be back in under 7. I guarantee it. That's real interesting. Very interesting. Well, I mean, we'll all we can do is say we'll see, right? That's all we can do. But that's very, between that and what Spoelstra said yesterday, I says they make them tougher in Finland. True. Very, very true. Hey, Shafasi, $5 million is this? Everyone's bitching about it. Hey, thanks, Ted. Appreciate that, buddy. What are they bitching about? I mean, Forsling didn't even get 6. What did they think Mikkola was going to take? Right? What do they think? They're gonna pay Mikkola more than the best defenseman in the NHL? It's not our fault guys like McCarr and McDavid demand $15 to $20 million. not our fault. Build your hockey team in a place with nice weather. I don't know what to tell people. I'm a little ornery this morning, not in the you know. As far as says, do I think Ingram's really going to make a difference for the Oilers? I don't. I mean, he's not a bad goalie, but I don't see anything there that makes me go, "Oh my God, let's get rid of Skinner or Picard." Like I don't see it. I don't. His numbers are pretty much equivalent, and I understand it's different because different teams, and we'll have to see how he plays, right? But he's starting off in the AHL, so we'll see. But I don't think, I don't think it makes them any more of a favorite than they already were. Like I always say, Skinner allowed 2 goals in a Game 7 of a Stanley Cup final on the road. You know, maybe score more goals. Ted says, "Can the Dolphins win another game this year?" Yes. Do they extend McDaniel? No. Hey, Simon. There's several PTOs for the Panthers. I think. What's his name? Jeez, I've lost his name. Well, Studnika's not a PTO. I don't know if Tyler Mott got in enough to make a difference. So we'll have to see. I know people like Gregor. You only can keep so many guys because if the innuendo is that Barkov is coming back, I mean, we just have to realize something. Before Barkov got hurt, we were in a situation where we knew we were going to have to move players when Tkachuk comes back unless somebody else is injured. So while obviously we would love to have Barkov back, if he's coming back for the playoffs, there's no cap relief. So we would still be right back where we were before he got hurt. With when Tkachuk comes back, somebody or somebodies have to go. So if we sign anybody on these PTOs, I would assume they're going to be 2-way deals. Oh my God, David. Hey, Hungry, how you doing, buddy? Hey, thanks, Ted. Appreciate that. Yeah, the better camera, and it made it so I could move the mic into the proper position. It does help. Hey, JC. Oh, I'm supposed to meet up with MJ sometime next week. Very cool. Very cool. Ted, yeah, we do suspect, I mean, that's kind of what we've been thinking with Barkov out all year, but the innuendo from, well, I guess he told, I don't know if you've seen what the Heat coach said, but he said Barkov told him he'd be back in 5 or 6 months. And I guess Jason Demers says he'll be back in under 7 months. Like, okay. JC, yeah, that's cool though, man. I like that. That's cool. So Hungry says, honest question, do we want to rush his recovery? Knee tears are very tricky to recover from. I would assume that if they have him come back, that he's as ready as he can be. Like, I can't imagine a scenario where they would be like, well, he's 95%, but we'll throw him out there. Like, I just don't think they would do that. So, I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but I guess I figure if he's out there, he's ready, you know. Bucks Rage to say it's not fair market value. Well, I mean, I understand I understand that people feel that way. I made a video during the summer and people kind of laughed at it. And basically the idea of the video was, I said the Panthers broke the salary cap, but the salary cap works under the assumption that players are greedy and want to get the most amount of money that they possibly can. In any sport, for any team, if any group of players decided, hey, why don't we all take less to stick together, the salary cap then becomes broken. The idea, the theory behind the cap becomes broken if for one team, everybody, group of guys says, you know what, let's just all take less, because it works, because there's the assumption that when Ekblad gets his contract up, he's like, I ain't taking less money. I'm going to go get 10 million. When Bennett, I'm going to go get 12. You know what I mean? And so the idea is, as guys, come up for contracts, this one to go over here. You can't keep a team together, so no team is going to become a dynasty, in quote, because guys want to get paid the most amount of money they can. But the whole thing comes crumbling down if a bunch of guys get together and say, you know what, let's just all take less. And then everybody, takes less. Ted, yeah, I haven't done anything in my knees either. Tampa's preseason undefeated. I don't know how much it matters, though. Like, who's playing? You know what I mean? Like, if you look at, the guys that Florida was icing in their last preseason games, like, we haven't seen anybody really, just a couple of guys. You broke your foot and your ankle. Yeah, it takes time, no doubt. Dante says Panthers are rolling their opening night starting roster for tonight's preseason game, except for Tarasov. Yeah. So Hungry says, counter argument, that was 2 years ago when he got lit up and pulled several times during last season's playoffs. Skinner is not consistent. No disagreement there. He's not consistent. He's not. But if they would have been able to score a couple of goals, they'd have a cup. I'm just saying, in my opinion, he's not the reason that they didn't win the first time. JC, I don't think we're getting Brady. Ted, yeah, well, this is the camera. This is the camera for the streaming. It's 4K, so it's not the issue with the lighting in the recap room is it's in the basement. So, and I don't blast the lighting on me during the recaps because it gives me a migraine when I do. This is a little bit different because the sun shines in that window. So the lighting is good this time of the day, but it's not blasting me in the face. How do I think we're going to finish the preseason, Simon? I'll be honest with you, buddy. I just want them to finish healthy. You know what I mean? Hey, thank you, Kate. Thank you, bud. Much appreciated, buddy. Yeah, you were hoping for this extension. Yeah. Yep. No doubt. So now it's like, what did Suffice say? How much money do we have left after the Mikkola contract for Bob and Sam Miskevich? So we've got, technically we could give Bobrovsky his full $10 million if we needed to. So the cap was going to go up somewhere between 8.5 and 9.5 million. So let's just guess 9. So we just gave Mikkola 5 of it, right? Now, depending on what Sam Miskevich does this year, I would think that he's at least going to be in line for 2 to 3 million, considering he took a pay cut in a 1-year deal. So, and then we still need to take the 4th line guys and sign them. So I would assume they're working under the assumption that Bobrovsky is going to be willing to take a little bit of a pay cut. Okay, kid. Excuse me. Okay, we're good?
Yeah, it was. Well, essentially, yeah, we're going to have to try and take the package to the post office.
But I thought they weren't doing it.
Well, none of the eBay services are working for
Right.
Canada, but
Right,
the
right,
post
right.
office might have an option.
Okay, I see. The post office might have an option.
Okay.
All right. We'll deal with it. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right. Back to normal here. Apologize for that. We're having an eBay shipping issue. So in terms of what we have left, in terms of what the cap's going to go up, Mikkola, Samoskevich, and the fourth line will probably take however much the cap is going to go up. So we probably got about $4 million left. Plus, if we can get Bob to take like $7 or $8 million, that'd give us a little bit more money. So I believe the money is there. But yeah, the Bob extension I'd love to see next. Oh no. Jameson says Huberdeau had to be helped off the ice last night after taking a nasty crash into the goalie on a partial breakaway. He stayed on the ice for a couple of minutes without moving much. Jeez, that's not good. Hate to see that. Was it, Jameson, is it like a lower body thing, or did he like hit his head or something? David says, got to have a replacement for McDaniels. Just can't fire him. Yeah. I mean, unless you're going to put, what's his name, Weaver in. Simon, yeah, no, we were going to set up to do outside today. And then Kyle had to make a phone call with this whole eBay thing. And it ended up taking longer than it needed to because they wouldn't talk to him until I approved it. It's just a whole mess. So we just ended up short on time. Well, I'm trying though. We're ready and set up for it. So hopefully tomorrow. Hungry says all CBAs, regardless of sports, crumble the moment players value winning more than money. Exactly. David says it's usually agents telling players they help the other players by getting the best deal they can. It's already ruined the NBA. Yeah, that's true. It's that depth that kept the Oilers from a cup, right? I believe he's got one more year after this year. Let me see. Hubie hit his head right into the mask of the goalie. Yikes. Let me see. Did somebody answer? No, let me look at that because I believe he's got this year and one more year. It was a 3. Yeah, he's got this year and one more year. So we're good for E2. So when the cap goes up again the following year, he can get paid as well. Yeah, thank you, Dante. Yeah. So we the way Zito has done everything, we have money to pay everybody. Even if Bob wants his straight 10. Even if Bobrovsky says, yeah, I want my 2 years and 10 million or whatever it is, we have the money. It'd be nice if we could slice a little bit off of that. Oh, geez. Sorry about that. Like I said, Kyle was on the phone. And I need to turn this down here. Okay. All right. Try this again. Yeah, I hope he didn't get concussed. That's for sure. You know. So we'll have to see how it all goes. But yeah, no, in terms of the salary cap and everything, we're good. Zito has just done an incredibly masterful job to the point that like now with Mikkola at 5, when you look like 2 years down the road, everybody is signed. And if the cap keeps going up the way that they feel it's going to go up, you know, well, like what Dantastic is saying, I think Tarasov is the real deal. He looks like an absolute steal with him being under Bob's wing. I bet he's going to develop into a nasty goaltender. And now that's another guy that needs a contract for next year. So that could be where Bob might need to take a haircut. Look, Bubba, like we give you 7 so we can give Tarasov 2. You know what I mean? But the money is there, and everybody at this point, everybody's signed. At this point, everybody is signed. The top 9, other than Samoskevich, and he's not going anywhere, and the entire defense except for Petrie. And at some point, you would think maybe Benning or Horvolka would get a spot or get a try there. You know what I mean? Jameson says, last thing on Hubie that happened with 5 minutes left in a preseason game. Calgary was already losing 7-1. Remember, that's when he got hurt when the Panthers was right near the end of a preseason game. Remember? That's when his Achilles, he got sliced. Taves also got hurt last night. Jeez. Doctor says, do the right thing, Bob. We already gave him $70 million. Do I think Bob will take a lot less, though? He might. It might be a situation where instead of 2 years and $10 million, maybe 3 and 7. You know what I mean? And you don't know if he wants to do the whole. He's been very quiet. I thought there'd be an extension this summer. I really did. And with everybody else signed, that's like the big question mark is Bubba. And maybe they wanted to get Mikkola done first. And so we'll just see how that shakes out. But moving forward, even if he takes 10, the following year when we got Luosterainen, we'll have plenty of money. We'll have plenty of money when Samoskevich needs a bump, depending on how many, what happens this year and how many years we give him. And because he does need another contract after this season. But we're totally set up to just have everybody, keep everybody, and be able to just do whatever the hell we want. And we're going to get to a point where if we don't move any guys and the cap keeps going up, we're going to get to a point here in a couple of years where we could have legitimately paying top 4 defensemen to play in our bottom pair, or guys that belong in the top 6 on the 4th line. I mean, we're going to have money if everybody just stays and everybody's got no moves. So I can see why some in the league are pissed off at Zito, right? Hungry says the NHL's valuation is blowing up. The league as a whole increased in value 15% last year. The Panthers value went up 51% in the last 3 years alone. Jeez. Actually says Tarasov was great, but I hope we can get consistency out of him. That's the big question, right? Aaron says Bob's contract was front loaded. He actually makes $6 million this year. Can just give him that and won't need to take a pay cut. Right. I follow what you're saying. Yeah. And won't that piss people off, right? If they read Bob signs a 3-year, $6 million per extension, you think they get pissed about Mikkola taking 5? Wait till Bob takes 6. But that's a good point, Aaron. Yeah, he made his money already, and now that's a good point. Dante says Bob is the kind of guy to quietly retire when he decides to. I agree. Actually, yeah, that's my number. Is I'm thinking 2 or 3 times 7. Fantastic says he's towards the end of his career. I think he'll give us a very team cap friendly deal. Yeah. Hey, Matthew, what do the puppets say about Mikkola? I haven't been talking to the puppets. The puppets are mad at me for because I'm changing some stuff in the recap room. I haven't been talking to I only talk to the puppets during the season. unless it's absolutely necessary. I asked them about Barkov. They just said it ain't good. That's all they would say. That's a good deal for Mikkola, though. I was honestly surprised in the 8. I thought maybe he'd only get like 6, but I guess he was like, if you want me to do the 5, it's got to be the 8. So it should be interesting in 5 or 6 years. It's going to be real interesting in 5 or 6 years when these guys are all like in their mid-30s. Matthew says no Bob gets $4 million, huh? Well, we know who's not Matthew. We know who is not getting the job as Bob's agent. Craig, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. 3x7, yeah. Fantastic says, I don't know how Zito ain't the best GM in NHL history with what he's been able to do with our franchise. I know how he hasn't won, how he has not gotten GM of the year yet is just absolutely beyond me. I just cannot. And we've talked about it over and over again. Because of his drafting, it's like, how do you not give it to him the second year? Of course, it's not, they don't vote on it. Like, we won the cup, but they had already voted on it before that. Matthew, I don't know about that, man. Most of the people are pissed off. Apparently, there's other fans mad that because it's not fair value for them. Good question. Icy says, in my opinion, after all this is done, what jerseys will be retired from this group? So I think right now, Barkov for sure, and maybe Ekblad. But for sure, Barkov right now. And if he finishes his career here, I would say Ekblad. Now, if we win another cup, 2 cup, like if we win 3 in a row, then you're going to start looking at, well, who do you not retire? I don't know what the Red Wings did, or yeah. How many in a row did they win? The Islanders is what I mean. I don't know what the Islanders did with how many they won in a row. But you would think Barkov, Ekblad, Bob, right? You can't just retire the whole team. Now, of course, if they win like 5, maybe they retire the whole team. I don't know. A condor for Mikkola. Matthew, yeah, the $5 million is plenty good for us. Gives us plenty of money to do whatever we need to do. Yep. Fantastic says, I can't believe we have our core 6 and top 4D locked up. It's the top 9 too. Well, Samoskevich not yet. Yeah. Oh, we definitely helped him, sure, Matthew, but he's still probably could have gotten a hell of a lot more money. I mean, they just paid Bouchard like 10.5 or something. Risky, yeah. Florida will be a popular retirement destination for players. It's true. Cam, you think 5 for Bob? I mean, it might be a bit, not enough, but we'll see. Right. So JC says, so considering a lot of these contracts will have players being considered old, what do I see in the future? Will the fall be hard and sharp? So, I mean, that's a fair question. I kind of feel like at least the next 2 or 3 years we're not in that conversation about them getting too old. And past that, you do have guys with no move clauses. So it's not like it's a situation where we can just start plucking guys at the trade deadline and be like, well, Verhaeghe, hey, Chicago's good now. See ya. You know what I mean? They're trying to win. Unless guys actually want to go, which I don't think they do, because if they did, they wouldn't have signed these deals. So they could put themselves in a position where they're still all on the roster, 33, 34, 35, 36, right? Marchand at 43. Like, especially if they win a third in a row, they've almost earned that right to play until the wheels come off. But I understand, JC. I understand what you're asking. But, you know, we pay for it one way or another, right? Yeah, Craig, let them keep getting snubbed, right? Aaron says Barkov, Bob, Eck, Kachuk, and Reinhardt should all be retired. That sounds about right. But no Bennett, you know? I mean, Bennett won the Conn Smythe, right? Yeah, I like Mikkola, Matthew. I think he fits with what we do perfectly. You know what I mean? A lot of times guys are just a fit for what you do. Maybe he wouldn't have that level of success somewhere else. David says, I'd say just Sasha and Bob right now, but if Chucky goes off and gets us 2 or 3 more, probably him as well. Yeah, no, I know Bob's getting older, that's for sure. Hey, Lightning Girl, it is that time again, that's for sure. Yeah, what Matthew and Cam are saying about the 5 years is true. It's very true, very accurate, you know. But sometimes you dive into the pool knowing that you got to swim to the deep end, you know. So you dive in, you keep everybody together, you try to get a third, a fourth, a fifth cup, right? At least we're in that conversation. And then when the wheels start coming off, it'd be really, really different to see, because I don't know if the Islanders kept everybody together how that long, like the Oilers did not, right? Gretzky was gone. But this will be different a little bit because everybody's got no move clauses. So it's going to be a little bit different. They may all be at that age just playing together, saying, and we may just, as a fan group, we may just enjoy it. We're like, you know what? They're not going to win a cup this year, but let's see what the old men can do here on their way out. Yeah, exactly, David. I got to laugh since I'm old enough to now look that far into the future and say, let's win now, right? Nice try, Lightning Girl. Not yet. Not yet. We got plenty of time. Lightning Girl, no, I don't I stay away as much as I can from the preseason stuff. It's bad juju. I like to just jump right in regular season. But we got other stuff coming out. We got other videos coming out. Matthew, I mean, we disagree, but that's okay. I think the Mikkola contract is a hell of a good deal. I really do. When you got to look and see what the other defensemen are getting paid. I mean, what did Chikrin get? Didn't he just get like $8 million or something? Somebody answer that. I don't want to look it up. Didn't he get like somewhere between $8 and $9 million for Chikrin? Clayton says, to quote my old football coach, you can't teach size. Yeah. Oh, 6 to 8 years from now, it's going to be ugly but fun. Ugly but fun. Thank you, Lightning Girl. David says, I could be in the ground in 5 years. Let's win now. Yeah. Aaron says, yeah, true, forgot Bennett, F it, retire everyone. We had almost 0 jersey retirements for 30 years, time to catch up. Yeah, it's like, especially if we win 3 straight, like, how do you pick the guys that, if there were guys that were on all 3 teams, how do you pick the ones that don't deserve it? Like Rodriguez was hell of important, especially in the first one. You know what I mean? So it'll be fun to see. It's good questions to have, right? Do I think Mikkola would have been a top pair in a lot of teams? I don't know. I think he just fits what we do and what we need from him so perfectly. Sometimes it just happens, you know. JC says, I get swimming to the deep end, but in the league, it's smart to keep some floating around. Yeah. Well, like I said, we're going to have enough cap space in some point. Like if in 4 years, if we wanted to like go get some fresher, younger talent, I'm not even joking about this, by the way. We could have a fourth line of Bennett, Kachuk, and Marchand in 4 years, where they're not quite the players they were, but holy hell, as a fourth line, I mean, they all play that kind of game. And then we'd have younger, fresher. We'll have plenty of cap space. So, you know, you could end up seeing, you know, just a swap of guys. You know what I mean? It can happen. Thank you, Matthew. Fantastic says, going back to Zito, he has this team set to win for the long run, not just now. If you look at our kids in our D League, we have so many big players who have a lot of promise in the development. Yeah, no disagreement there. Yeah, the Luke Hughes contract compared to Mikkola, right? Exactly. Now David's hoping for the Marlins. Maybe the Canes. I don't know about the Dolphins. I don't know if you're going to live long. I don't know if I'm going to live long enough to see them. I don't know if anybody is going to live long enough. Kyle might not live long enough to see the Dolphins win again. You know? Matthew says the hockey gods are going to start taking from us. I mean, that might be what happened with Barkov. But supposedly he's going to be back. So we'll just lean into that, right? If they say he's going to be back in 5 or 6 months, you know, good for us. I know we don't want to rush him and all of that. So, yeah, the Finns front office is useless. No, there's no doubt there. It's unfortunate. Yeah, Finkel and Einhorn. Oy. Don't even get me started. So apparently we got the full lineup going tonight, except for it's going to be Tarasov. But Bob did play the other night, so that's fine. That's fine. Now I'll have I'm redoing the recap room. What's today? Thursday, Friday. So the season preview should be out, I think, Sunday. I think the season preview will be out on Sunday. Because I do that in the recap room, and I want to make sure it's all set up. No, I'm not doing the preseason games, Hungry. I talked with Kyle about it, and we made an executive decision. We want to just jump right in next week to the regular season. I don't think I would have. I don't know how enjoyable it would be to watch a game. But we don't care about the outcome. All I care about is the health of the guys, and I kind of just want to stay away. Like I want to do what I normally do, which is stay away. I don't want anybody getting hurt. Lightning Girl says the season hasn't even started yet. Just think all the changes, injuries, etc., that could literally change the playoff outcomes for each and every team. That's the truth. Look, I mean, like for Tampa, okay? If something happens to Vasilevsky, adios, amigos, right? One guy, kaputs. Kind of the same for Florida, too. Although I trust Tarasov, I think, more than Jonas Johansson. I don't know what you guys are doing there. Yeah, the entire team from the GM down, right? Hey, Skyler. Yeah. Now, I seen something. What happened with Vasilevsky? Did Cooper ever come out and say why he hadn't been on the ice? Is he just a tired old man at that point? What happened with Vasilevsky? I didn't see what happened. So, Matthew, my assumption would be on opening night, it'll be Bennett with Reinhart for Hagee, Lundell, Lusterine, and Marchand, and then Rodriguez with Samoskevich and Boquist. And then I guess Cunnin with Greer and Gadjevich. Now, does anybody know enough about the surgery that Barkov had to know how long he has to be on crutches? And the reason why I ask that is, would they be able to have like off to the side Barkov and Kachuk out there when we raise the banner? Because it really seems like not okay that they won't at least be standing out there when we raise the banner. Lightning Girl says, Vasi is still hanging in there. I think they're resting him till after the regular season starts. They need to rest him until the postseason. His postseason numbers the last couple of years, it's not good. It's like James Reimer not good. You know? Fantastic says, I think Cunnin is a low-key steal too. He reminds me of Bennett Marchand mix. He's got decent numbers. And he was just sitting there. So the assumption being obviously that's when they found out about Nosek being injured. But that's okay. Let Nosek have time off. He's no youngster. Let him have his time off and rest, you know? David. Gotcha, Hungry. So crutches for at least 2 to 3. All right, so then he'd still be out there on crutches, so they probably wouldn't throw him out there, I would assume. Lightning says, Vasi is just like you guys getting old and can't keep up. Hey, it hasn't happened yet. Hasn't happened yet, Lightning Girl. Fantastic says, Zito with the magic eye for talent that he has is going to turn Cunnin into a superstar. Yeah, and then he'll go get paid somewhere, right? Then they go get paid. They all go get paid eventually. That's okay. Actually says, I like how some people are complaining about the Mikkola contract. Let me see that. Let me look that up on Twitter and see what we can find. That sounds, it ain't that kind of problem, Lightning Girl. Huh? All right, let's see. Let's look up Nico Mikkola. I want to see people being pissed off. That's good. Let's see what they have to say. All right, Jay Fresh is nothing's getting ripped there. Let's see. Lots of highlights. Here someone says the price point is right in the expected range. I'm still looking to see somebody complaining, but that's just my timeline, right? Some ex-Rangers fans happy for him. So far, I'm not seeing anybody complaining about it. It must be in the comments, right? It must be in the comments. No, I'm not seeing anybody mad. I'm not saying you guys aren't seeing it, but normally I would see it, but I'm not seeing it. And then here's my from my my tweet from September 25th, 2023. which was a preseason game. One of them, one of my takes was Mikkola is going to fit just fine. So yeah, I'm not seeing any off yet. That's okay. Yeah, I was on. David, I was looking. I don't see anybody mad. Usually, it's not hard to find somebody mad on X. Actually says you don't use Twitter. So where are you seeing people be pissed off? Reddit? That would make some sense. Mike, like 20% of the subscribers are Lightning fans. Yeah, started out in 2003 when she worked for the Lightning. Yeah, like at least years ago, 20%. It might not be 20% anymore. They might not. It was for a little while, Lightning fans were like, "Hi, Panthers, how you doing? Hi, little brother," because we didn't pose any danger. It's not the same. It's definitely not the same anymore. So it is what it is. We'll be all right. Hey, look, I mean, I'm sick and tired of playing the Lightning, even though we keep beating them. It's like at this point, just go ahead and finish in the last wild card spot with both in the Atlantic so we could play somebody from the Metro just to have some different matchups. I know a lot of people would like things to go back to the 1 through 8. The same matchups over, it's just like I was going through our playoff runs, to get to the Stanley Cup finals. And it's like Boston twice, Toronto twice, Tampa twice, and then Canes twice, and then the Rangers. That's it, right? There's been no other teams, right? It's been Boston twice, Tampa twice, Toronto twice, the Canes twice, and the Rangers. Nothing left, nothing else. Fantastic says, I just love the fact that the state of Florida has dominated hockey for almost a decade. A big middle finger to the rest of the NHL. It's true, though. It's very true. Yeah, exactly, Michael. Oh, we're not talking preseason games, right? We're not talking. That's right, Cap. No, I'm talking about fantastic. I'm talking about the 3 years that we made it to the Stanley Cup final. Yeah, so we played the Capitals the year before. But I'm talking about the 3 years that we made it to the finals. It's just been the same teams over and over and over again. Yeah. Kate says, where we are now reminds me of that old rant you'd said after losing to the Blues in overtime 3 years ago. How wrong we all about were Marie. Yeah. Yeah. What did I say? I think Marie saying it. Yeah. Oh, which, by the way, for those of you who didn't see the community post I made this morning, over the course of the next couple of days, all of the content on the channel, with the exception of last season and this season, is going to become members only. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I've been going through my deeper analytics, and apparently, I'm still getting, because there's 4,000 videos on the channel. So I'm still getting 10, sometimes 20,000 impressions a day from all the old videos that nobody's watching, because who wants to watch a recap from 2019? but YouTube is still showing people those videos. And so I'm getting 10 to 20,000 impressions a day. And the only thing that YouTube is seeing is that nobody's watching them. And so when I talked to a few other people that had similar issues, when they made most of their content members only, it kind of forced the algorithm to only show the recent stuff, and their views went straight up. So I'm unfortunately, they won't let me bulk update the videos, so I'm having to literally update them one at a time. It won't let me do a bulk update to put whole things to members only. I've been doing one at a time. So that's happening over the course of the next couple of days. So I can see, just because views are still, like, the more content I put out, the less the newer videos are getting shown, because YouTube is still showing stuff. They're still showing like all my videos like once or twice a day to people. But when there's 4,000 of the old videos, 4,000 of them, it starts to add up to where, my click-through rate is just horrible. Yeah, exactly, Lightning Girl. Mike says, I can't say I've ever been a fan of the Lightning, but I was happy when they were winning for the state of Florida. Yeah. Simon, I still got to do a new video for the. I gotta check my email and see if I've heard back from the college. We're still working. We're still working that way. Yeah. No. East Coast is way better than West Coast. Don't even get us started there. East Coast of Florida is the superior coast. They have superior potassium. The East Coast has superior potassium. That's for sure. All other coasts have inferior potassium. Let's see who's paying attention now. Yeah, the West Coast is only better at hurricanes. Yeesh. That's true. Yeah, sometimes they just do this stinking loop-de-loop stuff, and both coasts get it. 2004, we had 3 come through Palm Bay. One was this way, another one was this way. I forget the second one. I think one of them did like a loop-de-loop out off the East Coast and then came back. Like it kind of skirted and then went back out and came back and then came in. I forget which one it was, but we were out of electricity for a long time in 2004. Yeah, fantastic with a good point. Says I love the fact that Zito's been able to keep the same coaching core together too. It's a big accomplishment that people don't really notice. I'll agree with that. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh God, your neighbor's house got blown away. That sucks. David, I'm from Stewart. We had 2 make landfall in 10 days. Yeah. We were in Palm Bay. Are you talking 2004? Because I remember we were out of electricity for 13 days. And then we got it back for like 3 or 4 days. And then we were out of electricity for like 10 days. It was wild. And they still billed us for those 3 or 4 days, those cheap bastards. They should have given it to us for free. Hey, Rosato. Yeah, Francis and Jean. Yeah, David, Francis and Jean. I remember that. Michael. Hey, I appreciate that, Rosato. Yeah, we're getting there. Now, if we could just finally find somebody decent to be on camera, I'd be in good shape. Lightning, yeah, there were 4 in Tampa. David, yeah, you had power for about a day and a half in between. Yep. Cade, yeah, it was bad, man. It was bad. And Matthias had just been born. Matthias was born in July of 2004, July 12th. And so he was only a couple months old. And what's crazy is we were in Palm Bay. My parents lived in Melbourne. They never lost power. So we were staying with my parents all that time. Oh, God. I still had my two dogs, my other dogs, Beezer and Corbin. My dad had a poodle, standard poodle that was mean. So we had to keep the dogs separated. Yeah, it was less than thrilling, to say the least. Okay. Yeah, Andrew was bad. That was a whole different level of bad. Yeah. Simon says it's like robberies and all that, so maybe it's all about the money, and also maybe they just like doing it. Oh, you're talking about, well, yeah. Yeah, I remember all saying there's no way we get another one. Yeah, not really. Fantastic says, I remember those times when those two back-to-back hurricanes hit. We were without power for a long time. We used a generator on power for some things. Yep. Hey, I'll be right back. I gotta go get a second drink. I gotta get my protein powder. I'll be right back. This will help me not run out of energy in the middle of the streams. Be right back. David's in charge while I'm gone. All right. Hopefully David didn't ban anybody while I was gone. Okay. All right. That's good. Okay, then. Dave says it's been raining here in Fort Lauderdale every day for 2 months. Oh. Who the hell is Josh? Huh? Who the hell is Josh? Huh? How am I not prepared? I got my glasses and everything. I can't. I leave this in the fridge. I made it before the stream, and then I leave it in the fridge. Otherwise, it's almond milk. I don't want to sit here and have it get warm. Come on, man. I'm too old for that. So I'm disappointed. I thought we were going to see people bitching about Mikkola on Twitter, but we're not. Let's see. Anybody? I want to make fun of somebody. We'll go to the latest. Nope. Nope. Everybody I see, of course, I have all Panther fans, right? So it is what it is. You were working on getting banned while I was gone. Gotcha. Yeah, no, there's no alcohol in mine. I no longer have to drink because the Panthers are bad. It works out. Yeah, yeah. I tried to have a roasting stream and nobody showed up. Like I tried to have a whole ass roast jaw stream for my birthday, and like nobody showed up. And barely nobody gave me any shit. It was like there was your opportunity. Y'all were supposed to rip me, and all you got, happy birthday, Jaws. It's like, it's supposed to tell me I suck or something. Say something, damn it. Because the middle of the summer, you know what I mean? It was like I was desperate for content. Eyes. Oh man, I could have been. Well, I guess if you all pretended to have nothing but tech issues, that would make sense. David, August 22nd is my birthday. It might have been on my birthday. Might have been on my birthday. I mean, because we were still trying to do the streams in the middle of the summer when there was nothing going on. I was disappointed. I thought it was going to be like the first annual roast Jaws thing. Thought you guys would come with some good stuff. And no, you guys must like me. You must like the abuse. I don't know. So we'll have to see. Mike says 26 years without a drink of alcohol. Jeez. Yeah, the last, I still have my Flyers guy still. Boy, that has okay. Excuse us. Okay, we're going to do this together. We are going to do this together because, okay. The inappropriate one was fun, right, Michael? So, you see that? Now, maybe it's just my old brain. Appreciate that, Mike. Maybe it's just my old brain, but I thought there was a lot more in here than that. And I'm going to go back to the old video, the last time I did one with this, because I wonder if somebody has been getting into it. Because I really thought there was a lot more cognac left than that. I thought I had almost a full thing. So now I go find my videos and see if let's see, content, playlists. Let's see, where's the fan reactions, Eastern Conference saga. Let's see. Oh, come on, give me the whole thing. When's the last one? 7 months ago would have been the last one I made. Every team at break, so that for the future of stop that. That means that the Philadelphia guy is in here. So I have to find him and see how much is left, because where is he? Because I really feel like I had more left than that. Okay. Yeah, I think we have a maybe not. No, I guess that's about what I had left. Right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's about what I had left. I thought I was up closer to the top of that label, but no. So no, he has not been. He hasn't been hitting it. No. Here, I'll share the screen so I can prove it to you guys. It's just my old brain. It's just my old brain. See where the lady, yeah, that's about right. That's about where it was. It might be a little bit missing out of this, but I do pour it and then I toss it when I'm doing the skit. So that's about right. Yeah, okay. Crisis averted. What's that? Hey, thank you, Eyes. He says, let's make a prediction stream. We predict the season, have Jaws write it all down. Then after season, we go back and watch, see who did the best. Maybe have a prize for the winner. All right, I'm good with that. So what do you want to do? Points? I have no idea why I can't pass the sobriety test, officer. How much have you had to drink today? Looks the same as it did this morning. Yeah, I like that idea. So I guess predict your points. Predict your points. Here, hold on a second. Let me open up my screen recorder. I wonder if this is if my laptop will let me run my screen recorder while we're streaming. And then, yeah, the prize is going to be a free month of Jaws OnlyFans. All right, so hold on. Let me see if this will let me do for freaking hell, all this. Come on, I didn't want all this to pop up. Let me see. That way I have it on recorded. I have a screen. Okay, so I'm capturing the screen. All right, go. For the 12 of you that are still here, just put your prediction for how many points the Panthers are going to get. Oh, that's a nice noise to make on the camera, Jaws. Yeah, just tell us how many points you think we're going to get. I already did mine yesterday with 109. Whoa, Strafasi. Oh, boy. This is all crooked. We got 93. Jameson's got 95. Ooh. That's not good. Dave's got 92. Damn, I'm gonna show this to the Panthers. I'm gonna show this to the Panthers. Y'all are lowballing them. Jeez. They're not old yet, guys. That's good stuff. That it? Just 3 of you? It's going to be a small prize. Couldn't find the baby, of course. David says, I think we rest a lot of guys since we know the regular season's irrelevant. Yeah, but can we even make the playoffs at 92 points? Mike's got 91. Holy crap. I's got 95. You guys are trying to trigger me now. Are you all thinking, is there anybody that's predicting those point totals and saying we're not going to make the playoffs? Like, I'm assuming, Mike, you're saying they're not going to make the playoffs. I mean, 91 points. I mean, we already missed a few years ago at 96. Okay. Oh, geez. Don't break the thing, stupid. Svaj says making it at a wild card at 93. Jameson says 7 seed. Boy. Rosado says get 3rd place. Well, my points prediction is all by myself. Rosado's 96 points to get 3rd place. All right. So, David, you think we make the playoffs with that point total? Svaj says all the teams are better and steal points from us is why, and we'll rest guys. Well, I was more hopeful about the resting guys before people got hurt. You know? Chikuckin. Jesus, Jaws, talk. Kachuckin. This team will make the playoffs as is, but won't make it out of the first round without a Barkov replacement signing. Apparently, Barkov is going to be his own replacement. Mike says, I'm going to assume that's, that's with the absence of Barkov. They'll get a few extra points lost, and I don't think they'll be too concerned about it as long as they get in the playoff spot. Reinhardt leads the team in points at 89. That sounds about right. 50 and 39, 50 goals. Eyes. I assume. David says all the teams are not better. The Leafs lost their second best player. Canes 2, Lightning aging like milk. We're good. You say Reinhardt gets 55 goals. Dang. That's only second to Sam Miskevich's 60, eh? Kachukkin says 6 months for an ACL, MCL is not enough time. He could re-injure and jeopardize his future. I don't even disagree with you. No disagreement. All I can say is I'm going to assume that if they throw him out there, he's ready. You know what I mean? But you're not wrong. Rosado. So he wants to know what my favorite Epcot song was and can I sing it? So I'm not really going to sing it. But what I will tell you is that all the days that Kyle and I went to Epcot, when we would leave the park, I would put him on my shoulders and I'd hold his hands and he'd be on my shoulders. And the whole way after we'd walk out of the park, the whole walk to the car, we would be singing the Imagination song from What's the Dragon? What the hell's the Journey into the Imagination with Figment? We would be singing that song the whole time. So, let me I think I can stop the screen record now, dumbass. Yeah, Figment, yeah. Mike says, I think we make the playoffs at 91 points. Let's look at that for a second. Yeah, Figment. We would be singing Imagination the whole way. Okay. What NHL team has made the playoffs with the least points? That was an 80-game schedule. Why don't we have it in ChatGPT? So this person says at 96 points, no, the Calgary Flames have tied the NHL record for most points while missing the playoffs. But I want to know the other question. Why didn't I get AI answer? Here we go. So they're giving us point totals in seasons where teams played only 50. Okay, hold on. Let me ask this question differently. And it won't let me edit the question. Okay, that's interesting. Try this again. See if somebody knows the answer here. Hey, Vincent. Oh, wow, Clayton. All right, let me ask ChatGPT that question because that's something I'm curious about here. Here we go. All right, am I signed in? Yeah, I'm signed in. What's on the agenda today? Answer my question. An 82-game season. Let's see. The answer is okay. So if you don't count the COVID, the teams that made it with an 82-game season with the least amount of points were the 96-97 Ottawa Senators, made it with 77 points. Other low qualifiers include the 98-99 Hurricanes with 86 points, but ties were counting back then. And the 15-16 Wild with 87 points. They are the ones with the fewest in the shootout 3-point game era. So the Wild in 15-16 made it with 87 points. So 91 wouldn't even be the record. David, yeah, Samuel might get 25, 30. Might. I'm just reading. Okay. Yeah, so 91 is possible. Sure. 91 is very possible. What round would the Leafs lose in this year? The second to the Panthers again. Yeah, the second to the and if you watched Ostrafasi, in terms of my points prediction, yesterday on the stream, I vaguely went over the schedule and just kind of said win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. And I ended up at 109 points. So it didn't seem too high to the point where I would take it back. So I said, to hell with it, 109 points. It's a bit high, but not so high that I would want to redo the whole thing. And in the NHL season preview, I said that Panthers beat the Leafs in the second round again. Oh, Rosado says, hot take, Leafs missed the playoffs. I dare you to go to Twitter and say that, Rosado. I dare you. Mike says, whatever round they meet the Panthers in, that's probably true. Yeah, the energy song. If I follow you back, oh, what am I? Are you on there and I didn't follow you? Hold on, Rosado. That's not on purpose. You know, I don't do Twitter all that much anymore. Let me see. Let's find Rosado. Let's see. Where is he? Let's see. Rosado, are you what's your at, Rosado? Hey, Sergey, how you doing, bud? This is just a note. Sasha visits today Miami Heat facilities. Multiple sources said he's very positive in returning in a 5 to 6 month time frame. Thank you for that, Bubba. I believe it when I see it. I believe it, but I see it. Maybe they weren't completely popped and torn. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe they got some kind of funkiness, right? FP 2020. All right, Rosado, hold on a second. Let's see. FP 2020. There it is. There it is. Estados Unidos. Is this you, Rosado? It's all Spanish. Is this you? No, that can't be you. It says joined August 2012. Yeah, that's not you. Well, I put in, well, you got capital. All right, so let me try this again. Capital FP _ 2020. And you're following me, right? There it is. Okay. Oh, there's an R at the end, Rosado. There's an R at the end for you. That's what it is. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Rosado. That's $200, by the way. It's $200 per follow. Nobody's paid up yet. So, I mean, don't feel bad if you don't pay it. Nobody's paid it yet. I keep telling people, nobody listens. Oh, he's got Epcot ride hot takes. You were okay with replacing World Emotion. Man. Where's your... Oh, that's a poll. I see. All right. Yeah, I'll have to abuse Rosado's timeline there. Yeah. Yeah, old people trying to use tech. Hey, it's not my fault he doesn't know how to spell his own username. There's an R at the end. Thank you, Ice. We're getting there. Hey, Vincent, don't come on now. Huh? How about $2 to follow? How about that? I'm not proud. $2 to follow. You know? Come on, Rosal, $2. Oh, jeez. What a life, man. What a life. That is the I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. That is the perfect. Wait a minute, let me get this back. This is the perfect description of this channel. I got eyes. Well, actually, just the whole thing is perfect. You got David saying, "LOL, old people trying to use tech." Eyes being positive, saying, "Be sure to share this channel. Got to get Jaws to 10K, almost there." And then there's Vincent with "Don't give him any money." And Rosado says abuse. I mean, that sums up perfectly this channel and those 4 comments right there. I says, when I get to 10,000, YouTube shares the channel more. I wonder if that's the case. If I lose one more subscriber, I'll be under 9,500 again. It's doing that teeter-tottering thing. I think people just subscribe, just to unsubscribe, just to try to get a rise out on you. I just stopped talking about it. It's okay. It's all right. I'm preparing the OnlyFans. David, it's kind of funny. Yeah, it is. What's not funny? What did I miss? Oh, well, what can you do, man? Thank you again, Bubba. Vincent says Barkos walking around having fun. That's what he meant when he said hockey is a hobby for him. Yeah, we'll see. Mike says, I remember when I was a kid, I was a whiz for the remote control when nobody else was. I don't even try anymore. Like when when it's time to get something done on the TV, I just go, I don't even try. It's a weird thing that happens to your brain when you get older. It's like, it's not that it stops working. It's that you stop caring enough to read the full instructions. It's like you lose the patience to read. It's like if it's like more than 3 lines, you just don't have the patience to read it anymore. And if there's anybody within your voice that will do it for you, you'll just call for them. Hey, thank you, Ice. Thank you, bud. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, bud. Now, don't forget, everybody, the content, all the content that's not this season and last season. Within the next few days, all that content is going to be members only, so I could try to convince the algorithm, because the algorithm is showing all my old videos to people and they're not watching, understandably, because it's old content. So I'm going to try to, I want to see if when I make all that content members only, I want to see if the algorithm decides, okay, now we're going to take those 20,000 impressions we were given to his old content and apply it to the newer content on the channel. I want to see if that's what it does. I've had a few people I talked to that had the same problem on their channel, and that's how it worked for them. So probably means it won't work for me, but that's a different story. Clayton says, can my hobby pay me over $10 million a year, right? Yeah, no more tennis games for Sasha. Yeah, exactly, Bubba. Yeah. David says, when I was a kid, I was created hitching the horses to the wagon. Ain't that the truth? Oh, what was I good at? I was actually a computer programmer. Ish. My uncle, all right, Bubba. Thank you, Bubba. Appreciate that, bud. My uncle was a literal rocket scientist for NASA. So he was getting all the new Commodore 64 stuff and all that way ahead of time. And so he gave me that stuff and all the how to program books. I used to program my own games, and I knew how to do that at a young age. But then, of course, programming changed. I went to the Air Force and everything. I just put it out yesterday, Rosado. I just put it out yesterday. Rosado, can't you tell by all the lack of comments? I just put it out yesterday. So there's that. Sprosh says, I see the Flames sneaking into the playoffs. Yeah, I think I put them in my season preview that they were going to make the playoffs. We need a Flying Fluffy game. I tried to have an app a few years ago, but I didn't have enough. You always sing the Kermit "Let's Go Panthers" pregame. Yeah, I'm in the middle of fixing that. I got to put new. There was for the fight song. A lot of you last year wanted me to bring something specific back for the beginning of the fight song, so I'm doing that this year. So, but I still just have to fix the rest of the footage so it's new and fresh. Some of the old stuff we leave, some of the new stuff we'll put in. So. Yeah, moves like Barkov. Yeah, it definitely wouldn't have worked. That's for sure. Vincent says, you was this, you was that. Why are you on the side of the road of life then? Never saw you mugging Forbes. I spent it all raising 3 kids and 7 dogs, Vincent. I mean, I made a lot of decisions specifically so I could stay home with the kids and the dogs. And you guys watched the dogs pass away, and now I'm reaping the consequences of the decisions that I made to stay home at that point. And I just don't have my footing yet in terms of whatever the hell else is coming next for me. I can't put it any simpler than that. This is what it is. All right, with that, I shall see you mañana. What's tonight? Yeah, we're not going to do the football game tonight, but we will be for Sunday for the Dolphins. Tomorrow, try and get to back at 11 o'clock or at least 11:30. I'm going to try to be outside tomorrow. I would have made it today, but as you guys saw when we got interrupted, we had an eBay issue. Still have an eBay issue. I got to call them. So I appreciate that, Vincent. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I'm not quitting. So there's that, right? So, all right, everybody. Appreciate all of the support. And I shall see you mañana. Hopefully, everybody just stay healthy tonight. Everybody just stay healthy tonight.